Teaching is in my blood. My father was a teacher. My uncles and cousins were also teachers. I admired the kind of work they are doing in the society. I thought I'll be able to make a real difference. I am a maths and physics teacher at Keriko Mixed Secondary School. The school is in a very remote area. The students, most of them, they come from very poor families. I joined the Religious Life because I wanted to be able to dedicate myself wholeheartedly to helping others. Caring for people is in my heart. Before I joined this school, I was teaching in a private school which was well equipped, had all the facilities. Most of the students there were that top grade. And then later on, I felt that the surrounding communities, they also needed my help. I said, let me stretch and extend the same love to the surrounding community. And that's what made me come to this school. We are going to start with maths. Okay, someone to remind us what we talked about maths. Students in this school face so many challenges. They come from very poor families. Even affording breakfast is hard. When they are in school, they are not able to concentrate mainly because they are not able to get enough meals at home. Lare area experiences famine every 3 to 4 years. Food insecurity is a major problem, and teaching the members within this community on new ways of farming is a matter of life and death.
Kwa sababu unaweza kupanda mimea hapa. We are now heading into the dry season, and he trained us the alternative ways of growing vegetables. That garden will take very little water, and it uses a very small portion of land.
Through Biz Club, the students are united, they conduct debates, they carry out tree planting, and all of that brings them together. We need peace in our communities, we need peace in our world.
Here in our school, we have already planted our trees. That is one way of promoting peace.
By encouraging my students to participate in science club and talent nurturing club, they become very innovative.
Our project is about generating electric current from plant extracts and sewage waste.
We went to the Science Week and we were called to present there. We became the winners.
I've been featured in the local newspaper. I feel recognized.
To be a great teacher, you have to be creative, embrace technology. You really have to promote those modern ways of teaching. You have to do more and talk less.
Wow, wasn't that amazing? Who are they talking about? You can see I have a trophy in front of me. What was the name of the teacher? I can't hear you. Okay, let's appreciate him as he comes and says hi to us.
How are you? Yes, as you have already. I was born in Kisii, and I went through a very tough life. Later on, I'm going to share with you. So first challenges, and then later on, I managed to go to college. Also, my dream. And when I became a teacher, I really like that. It doesn't matter what people say about teaching. It doesn't matter what people say about what you feel like you want to do in the future. Don't get anyone telling you, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to later. Thank you so much.
'Come on, you can do better than that. 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 Yeah? And you have seen the trophy that you saw on the screens is what we have here. So he will come back and share with us. But a few of you, Young Scientist Kenya, reserve your questions. Please write Director at Young Scientist Kenya.
Good morning. But I'll talk more about Young Scientist Kenya and the work that we're doing in Kenya. So Young Scientist Kenya was formed in 2017, and its focus was really on making STEM accessible to everyone across the 47 counties, and specifically for high school students like you. So we know most of you have participated in the Kenya Science and Engineering Fair, and some of you, what has happened is that after you finished with your projects, the reality is that you've taken your projects back to school, right? So with you taking back your project to your school, it doesn't do the necessary good that it would have done. As you've seen with Peter's school, the girls came up with a really amazing solution. And what we are doing as Young Scientists Kenya is we are going to take your idea Science Congress for you. Then we take, and our whole team to play for us the video on the work that we're doing with
to help the people and to boost computer as a subject so that more disabled learners can do it.
This is the internet-based generator that measures the electrical consumption of every device in your home. So maybe the TV is consuming this amount of power. It's able to measure the voltage, the current, and the power. Then just send the information to a website. You can be able to see how your devices are consuming power, each and every device in your house. Then you can be able to control them by just using your mobile phone. Give a command, switch on, switch off a device from wherever you are.
Various having this to winners from the 2018 inaugural YSK national competition come to which
he congratulated me on my speech, and I look forward to working with such great people again.
So, thank you. You can clap if you want. In regards, had ideas as well. Shane, the liquid gel. They got funding for the idea because the gel was so much important for the community, and it was biodegradable and friendly to the environment. Those girls were like in Form 2, so they still haven't completed school. And what happened is that they employed both of their mothers to be their managers. And when they leave school, they pass by to the factory to check what is happening and look after their business. So that's where we are going. So it's never too late to start. As Kenya, last year was our first competition, and now we are going to 2019 competition projects from your schools, 4 winners from last year. We're going to pick a list is for reducing for 2 girls. So girls in the house, are you here? Yes. Are you here? Yes. So girls, you are also innovators. The 2 runners-up winners were from Marsabit County. Anyone from Marsabit? Good to see you. Those 2 girls were from Moi Girls High School in Marsabit. And what happened is they came up with a solution where they collected all the plastic in the town and decided to sand but not carpeted. Isn't it simple things around you, next innovator that's going to transform this country? I think, so I'll make sure whoever has given www.sk.co.k very much.
Write down your questions. So as promised, we'll have teacher Peter Tabichi come back again and fully introduce himself. What you can see we are trying to do is also looking at how teachers help us harness our ideas. So that's what you're asking in the morning. How do you build your idea from a project to the world of work, and that's what Michael has shared. So let's clap again for Peter Tabichi to give himself a proper introduction. Thank you, and we can have the slides.
Okay, thank you once more. I'm now going to take you through what I do, about myself, and so on, so that you'll be able to have an idea what happened or what is happening. So I start with where I was born, Said Kisi, and I was brought up in a Christian family, and I grew up with values. Then we are 8 in number, and then lost my mother when I was young, so I became like an orphan at such an age. And imagine losing a mother when you are so young. The motherly love, you know what I mean. Or if you lose your father, what it means. So I only had my father who was doing everything. He was a primary school teacher, so taking care of us, preparing meals, ensuring that we go to school. But unfortunately, what he was earning was not enough to enable as a family, everything ran smoothly, okay? So there was a bit of financial constraints here and there most of the time. And then later on, we lost 3 more members. So at the moment, we are 5, from 8 to 5. And imagine even losing a single member, if you lose your brother or your sister, how painful it is. And this one happened within a very short time, like one this year, and another one, we lost another one the following year, just within a very short time. So it was really painful. It was not easy for me. It was not easy for my other family members. But we have been really carrying that burden. But it is, at the end of it, we see that there's hope, some light at the end of the tunnel. That's what keeps us moving forward. We motivate each other, and then we stick to the Christian values and ensure that we don't really develop stress. Because if you develop stress, then it means it is really going to be very chaotic. So, and then I am now a Franciscan brother, and this is a personal decision, and I'm not influencing any one of you here to join this unless you are inspired to join. Okay, you go for your choices. Everyone, you make your choices, and there are people to guide you. So go for your choices. As for me, I decided to join this, and I felt that it's one way of giving back to the society, giving back to the community, because of what I went through. And I felt like giving back to the society is what is really going to give me energy, give me the happiness. And this giving that when you give, you are able to receive. It is in giving that you receive. And when you give, God has his own way of rewarding you. So, and then my sister is also a nun. She could also be inspired by the same. So I chose to work in rural, marginalized areas. And the first priority here is all about helping others. So it's not all about me. Even what I'm earning at the moment, most of it is sent to the Franciscan brothers, and then that one goes to accomplish the mission of the Franciscan brothers, especially we deal with education, sustainable agriculture, and peace building, ensuring that we have unity, there is peace in our nation and whichever place that we work. So I've also worked in Uganda. I volunteered to teach, so I like teaching. So all of this one is meant for the needy, not about myself, not making myself rich. Because as I've said, really assisting the needy is really in my heart. So here I am, if you look at this photo. The first one is when I was in a primary, and you can see someone on the right-hand side. That's my father. He inspired me a lot, and he's the one who took care of us. Life was very tough, but despite the fact that life was very tough, it could motivate us, ensuring that all of us, we are very comfortable. And then the second photo is when we were having a group discussion just a few years ago. So about our school, it is in Nakuru. Some of you might be knowing the school. And it is in a very remote area, same arid part of Kenya. It's not in, the students come from very needy backgrounds, and at times the life is very hard for them. They struggle to learn in a resource-constrained environment, in that there are no facilities. Most of you, maybe you are in good schools or whichever school, but our students really face it. And of course, we have a few who scored high marks, but a good number joined the school with the very low marks. We have some even up to like 200 or less than 200. But we just struggle as teachers to really assist them. So this is the village where I teach, called Pwani Village, and the school is somewhere there with the blow. You can see we don't have enough facility. You see, even the rooms are not enough. So that's where that's where I teach, and then they see the roof and what the students go through, and they really wish. When I'm sharing with them, they tell me that I wish I was in such a good school, and some of them are stressed, and I don't know whether you are, I'm very sure some of you are in good schools. I wish you really make maximum use of that to make sure that you really come out of it with flying colors. So here is one of the sessions when I'm with the students. This is a staff room, and so work, there's a lot of work for teachers. Here the marking books, okay. Kitchen was like this school. They really talk about, but I tell them, it doesn't matter where you are. Just use what you have, the facilities that you have. You can be able to make it. You can make it in life regardless of what you are doing, regardless of where you are. Where you are, it doesn't matter, okay? So if you have access to facilities, please ensure that you use those facilities well. Here is when they're taking meals. And this, one of the photos where one of my students come from is called Esther. And she's a very good student. And she comes from such a background, no meals at times, she doesn't get meals. And they just rely on the meals provided at school. So life is hard for them. And then she's very creative, she's hardworking. And she did her cases last year, got a P+ from such a school. Imagine those challenges and the facilities, no school, but you know, what she uses there at home is a tin lamp. You know the tin lamp, eh? I don't know, you know how, that's what she uses at home. And I just came to know that one recently. Maybe something has to be done. They also other sisters in the same school. And besides scoring such a good grade, of course, she's going to join a very sure good university. And then she's been much into science innovations. She came up with a very good innovation. Someone here has talked about Michael's young scientists about STEM. She has been participating in Kenya Science and Engineering Fair last year. She had a project in mathematical science. She just came up with something. I just was wondering, what is this? I was almost discouraging her to go back. But when she came back, and then I said, okay, well, just go ahead, and she worked on it, modified, and it was a very good project. She went to county level, sub-county level, that's the first level, and then next she qualified to county, portion 1, and then next she qualified to regional, portion 1, and then up to national, portion 1, okay? And besides that, they were invited to participate during the Science Week. They also participated, and she also, her group, together with the partner is Salome, they matched the winners. And then they got, after winning at the national level, portion 1 at the national level, they qualified to go to participate the Intel International Science Fair, which is going to be in Arizona next month. So next month, she's going to participate, and they are very optimistic that they are going to do well. Besides enjoying, they'll be able to have the flight and all of that. And this one tells me that there is something great when you really have much, when you focus on, you work hard, and especially you work hard in science. In this STEM, we talk about science and mathematics. So, especially the girls, and of course everyone, it's good to really work hard in those subjects, because we'll be able to really be able to deal with the challenges that we face as African continent. There are so many challenges. If I ask you which are these challenges, I'm very sure you're going to name them. We have the challenge of water shortage. We have food insecurity, and then there is climate change. How do we solve that? We don't have to talk to people from, I don't know, Japan, China. We have the potential with us. And you are the people who are going to come up with those solutions. You have the potential. Do you believe that you have the potential? Can you say that we have the potential? We have the potential. And you can be great people. You can be anything. You can be great scientists, great engineers, great doctors, great, name them. If only you believe that you have the power, and you can now be able to deal with those challenges. We should not be facing these so many challenges when we have such wonderful people and who have those potentials. I just, final word, just encourage you to work hard in school, and always know that you have the potential, and go for it. Dream, and don't just keep dreaming forever. Know that that dream one day is going to turn into a reality. Like myself, I didn't know that becoming a teacher, it will enable me get recognized globally. Of course, it's not that I'm all that special. It's because of the achievement of my students, what they have done, their achievements, okay? So this is like I'm representing what, let's say, an African or just another teacher or just anybody is going through. So that when you face challenges and don't give up, you will finally be able to really succeed. So if you have challenges at home or whichever place or at school, means